Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister. So, written into us regarding your marriage. You entered into a marriage, and it turns out you've learned that he was since lying about his profession, about the money he had, and obviously now you feel quite betrayed, and you're not really sure what to do now, and you don't have any male relatives, and your father has since passed away, so you're not really sure what to do from here on in. So for a start, he lied from the very beginning before you even got married, which is not a good start. Lying is obviously not a good thing, and we know that Islamically and morally, ethically as well, lying is not a good thing. It's not particularly a sign of a good man either, so I can understand why you're questioning your marriage now and whether you want to pursue it or not, and really what's the best way to move forward. So the first thing I would wonder is if there's some kind of reason behind his lying in the first place. So maybe it was that he really liked you and he wanted to marry you, and he didn't think he would if he was honest about his salary or any property or money that he had. Now, of course, this is no excuse to lie. It's not. You can't excuse him for that. But I'm just trying to look for some kind of underlying reason as to why he lied about it in the first place. Because lying is not okay, and he needs to know this as well. So the first thing I would suggest is do let him know that his lying is not acceptable to you. Made you feel very upset. It's made you feel very confused, actually. Because the thing is, if you don't let him know that his actions have upset you and hurt you, then he's going to move on thinking that lying's okay, that he got away with it. And maybe he'd even do it again because you've basically excused him for it if you don't let him know that actually what he did was wrong and you're not happy with what he did. Now, aside from this, I'd ask you to think about whether he's a good man other than this. Has he lied to you since? Is he a good man? Is he pious? Does he practice his deen? Does he treat you well? Is he otherwise a good man? Does he work hard? Maybe he doesn't have all the money that he claimed he had, but is he working hard anyway? It's just that he doesn't have as much as what he said he did. So do look into this. So if he does have other good qualities, then perhaps you should give him a chance after all. But obviously, like I said, do let him know that his lies were not okay and they were upsetting for you. But give him a chance. Get to know him, spend some time getting to know him. Maybe it turns out that you are a good match after all. Maybe the lying was just a one-off and it's something that you can move on from. Especially if he's a good man, if he has other good qualities, this was just a one-off, then perhaps it is something that you could move on from together. And the love will just develop between you because perhaps you haven't been together for that long, especially since you've only just discovered the fact that he had been lying behind your back. So you have made istikharas, and I definitely would urge you continue to turn this matter to Allah and ask you to guide you on it. And if it doesn't work out between you, if you give it time, maybe you should set a certain amount of time. Maybe you give him 6 months or so, or however long you think works for you. Enough time that it would be to get to know him better, to understand him more as a person, and whether he really is a likable man, somebody who will be good for you, somebody who's practicing well, somebody who's working hard. And then from there, if you give him that amount of time and things still haven't improved, maybe he's given evidence of lying again, then since you have no male relatives and your father's not around, then what you can do in this situation is go to your local masjid and approach the local imam there, who will be able to then act on your behalf as your mahram, since you don't have one yourself. Now, your local imam, he might either be able to advise you or counsel you with your husband in the best way that you can move forward by doing this with you and him together. Or if it really isn't going to work out, then he'll be the one that will be able to support you in seeking a khula on the matter and seeking divorce on it. And once you've made this decision about whether you are going to go ahead with the marriage or whether you're going to seek divorce, whether that is now or whether that is after giving him some time, then continue to make istikhara. Make your decision. Make your decision whether you would divorce him, whether you continue with the marriage, and make istikhara. If it's not meant to be, so if the divorce is not meant to be, then Allah will place obstacles in the way that will not allow the divorce to take place. But if it is meant to be and you guys are not meant to be together, then he will facilitate it and make the divorce easy for you. Likewise, if your marriage is meant to be and you're making istikhara for the situation, if it's meant to be, Allah will facilitate it and place the love between your hearts and make your marriage a success, inshallah. And if it's not meant to be, He'll put obstacles between your marriage and make it difficult for you, which will therefore facilitate you getting a divorce to this man. So may Allah make it easy for you, and may He grant you a righteous spouse that will be the happiness and the coolness of your eyes in both this life and the next. Ameen.